BWOne here from BWOne, and in this video I want to talk about some of the cool devices that got announced during today's Windows 10 devices event that happened in New York City. I got all my notes here on my Samsung Galaxy Tab S2, which we did an unboxing of, so definitely check that out if you haven't yet. This is a pretty cool device so far, and I'm using OneNote, great Microsoft application for taking notes, that have all my notes on here. I usually use this for all my notes anyway, and have all my notes and stuff on here. I was going to do this in separate videos, but I figured let me just give you one straight, concise video, straightforward. I think that'd be good for that. I'm also a little under the weather because of the weather change, so don't mind that if I sound a little sickly and so on, if I stumble a little bit. So let's start off with pretty much the most exciting things, which is the Surface line of things. There's a whole bunch of new stuff that came off of the Surface. Let's first start off with the Surface Book. So Microsoft put out their first laptop, they said, and they said this is the ultimate laptop, and that is called the Surface Book. And it's pretty cool the way they presented this thing. So the Surface Book, let's talk about the design and specs first. So looks like your typical laptop. It has that hinge, sort of that watch band style hinge that's very similar to what we've seen with the Yoga 3. It comes with a 13.5-inch display that has a 3000 by 2000 ratio with 267 ppi. So not quite the 4K that I predicted, but we're getting closer and closer to seeing that on laptops. It's kind of a norm, especially on the higher end side of things. It's coming with a backlit keyboard as well too, with I believe a glass trackpad on it. What's really nice about this is it's going to have the option for discrete or integrated graphics. So basically you can either choose to have just the Intel graphics built into your Surface Book, or you can have Intel and NVIDIA based graphics as well too, which makes me very excited. I'm a content creator and I use Adobe's suite of products, and having Adobe with NVIDIA having dedicated graphics is just going to make things a lot easier for video editing, Photoshop. A lot of people are going to love that feature that they have that there, which is pretty cool that they included that. They do have they do come with 6th generation Intel Core i5 and i7 processors, 8 and 16 gigabyte RAM options, so you can boost it all the way up to 16 gigs, which is pretty cool. And storage is from 128 to 512 gigabytes of storage built into it. That's obviously flash storage. I believe it comes with about 3 USB ports on it. It'll be USB 3, of course. It also comes with a SD card on the side of it, SD card slot on the side of it for transferring content over. So this is really content creators sort of in mind here. That's sort of how they designed this. And it's going to have about 12 hours of battery life. That RAM is going to be GDDR5 memory inside of it as well too. So pretty cool stuff all coming here on with it. And the way they presented it just looked like a normal laptop. Then they showed us the same video again, and then they separated it. So the laptop comes out and it's a 2-in-1. So the screen itself separates into its own separate tablet, separate from the keyboard. And what's pretty cool is that you can rotate it around, very similar to what you see with the Yoga lineup of Yoga Pro lineup of tablets, of hybrid computers, and use it sort of in that tablet mode. You can use it as an independent tablet without the keyboard. That to me just made it really awesome. It's giving you that Surface style, but giving that traditional laptop, that 2-in-1, and it really seems to be the ultimate laptop, especially for the Windows fans out there. So this sounds like something we really have been waiting for a long time. It does come with the new Surface Pen, which we'll get into in just a second about that. It's going to be available on October 26th. Pre-orders are available now, and it starts off at $14.99, which that will give you, I believe, the i5 version with 128 gigabytes of RAM and just an Intel graphics card in it. The one I think a lot of people are going to target for is going to be the one that's going to be about $18.99, and that one's going to have 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's going to include the Core i5 processor, and it's going to have the Intel and NVIDIA GPUs inside of them. That's pretty cool. You can go all the way up to the maximum one, which gives you 512 gigabytes of storage. It's going to give you 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it's going to give you the NVIDIA and Intel video chipsets in it, and that one goes for about $2,700 or so. So it can get a little bit pricey. This is definitely on the pro level of things, and this is definitely focused on those content creators with the Surface Book, but they do have ones out there for people maybe not just kind of on that level and just want a very good, excellent Ultrabook, and I can't wait to get my hands on this thing. I think this is pretty cool that Microsoft brought this out. But they didn't leave you Surface Pro owners out there. They didn't leave you out there, the fans out there hanging. They still have something for you with the new Surface Pro 4. And as predicted, they didn't change too much with this. They did They did include a larger display on it, so it's going to have a 12.3-inch display, but they just kind of shaved the bezel around it, so they just kind of push the display out while keeping it pretty much the same size as it was before. It's going to have pretty much the same ports and design as it had before. It's going to have a 6th generation Intel processor inside of it. It's going to have a Core M, which is interesting. They have a Core M. It's going to replace Core i3, i5 and i7 options with it, with 8 and 16 gigabyte RAM options, anywhere from 120 gigabytes to 1 terabyte of storage. So now you get a terabyte of storage on a Surface. It's going to come with Gorilla Glass 4 in front of the screen. It has this new technology sort of called Pixel Sense, and so does the other Surface Book as well too, which pretty much is what they're calling how the resolution sort of works with it. It also has what they call a G5 chipset. So this is supposed to be sort of in conjunction with the new Surface Pen, the display. It just makes things a lot more accurate. It makes things a lot more finite when drawing and writing on the display. It makes things work very, very well. According to Microsoft, I haven't got a chance to use it yet, but I'm really excited to get a chance to use that, especially with the new Surface Pen that's available as well too. The Surface Pen is going to have Surface Pen is going to have about 1,024 points of pressure. Really cool. It's going to have that. Has all-year battery life with it, so I think it's sort of a shot at the Apple Pencil there. It's going to come with 5 different colors, interchangeable tips as well too. You can actually flip it on its tip and actually use it as an eraser, on the top rather, and use it as an eraser if you want to, which is pretty cool. You use that, it'll erase everything off of it, so it's pretty natural that it can do those things. It also connects magnetically to the side of both the Surface Pro 4 and the Surface Book as well too. It's pretty cool. The Surface Book will have it included. I believe the Surface Pro 4, you'll have to buy that separate. With that, I'm not sure what they announced on the pricing for that just yet. I think it's the same as before. Also with the new Surface Pro 4, going back to that, they did include they upgraded the keyboard as well too with it, so it's a little bit more desktop-like in terms of typing. They've improved it inside of there. They made the trackpad wider as well too, roughly around, I think 40% wider, with glass on it as well too, so it's supposed to be a little bit better for using. It looks like at 5 points of pressure, I believe as well too, is what they said on it. And it's coming with a whole lot of stuff, as you can see here. And that one's going to retail starting off at $899 for the Pro 4, and it goes all the way up to almost close to the same price as the Surface Book, the highest end of the Surface Book. So that's pretty cool. Kind of has all that encompassed in with it. The final thing with the Surface stuff is that it actually also includes a new Surface Dock, which works with both the Book and the Surface Pro tablet. And with that, it has about 3 USB ports. It has HDMI. Has an HDMI port, display port as well too. You can push out 4K resolution. You can plug it right in and you get that resolution right on. It's pretty cool. That's going to retail for about $199. It's just a small dock now. It's not something you put the Surface in. You just kind of put it on the side there and you can tuck away the wires and stuff on and make things look really nice and clean. So I really like that they included that. But that's pretty much everything that's been in the Surface. But they have more stuff to talk about here. Let's talk about the new Lumia. So they have the Lumia 950, 950 XL, which have been leaked forever right now, but they're going to come with octa-core and hexa-core processors. They're going to both have 3 gigabytes of RAM with them. They're going to have the Lumia 950 is going to be 5.2-inch display, while the 950 XL is going to have a 5.7-inch display. It's going to be OLED displays on them with 518 and 564 PPI. Now the cameras, obviously Lumia is known for having great cameras, so they're going to have 20 megapixel sensors in them with 5th generation OIS inside of it. They're going to have 4K video capture available with it as well too. A triple LED flash to make the flash really work well on a smartphone, which isn't that common. So let's see, I'm really interested to see how well this flash works. Maybe it might be worth actually using on your phone. They are also supposed to have a dedicated camera button on them, which I think is pretty cool to have that. It makes taking pictures a whole lot easier. They have USB Type-C at the bottom of it, which you can plug it in, and if you want to charge your phone for just about 30 minutes or so, you can get up to 50% battery life on your phone. That's just amazing. That's awesome that that's there. And they're going to come with Windows 10, of course. They're going to retail, they're going to have 32 gigabytes of storage with SD card support, up to 2 terabytes of storage actually on it, which is pretty cool. And they're going to be available in November, and they're going to retail for $549 and $649 respectively with that. So, and they're going to be launching in November. So pretty cool phones. But the coolest thing that they do is that there's a display dock for each one of them, and when you use that display dock and you plug it in and you start using Windows Continuum, you get a full desktop-like experience on the display. It looks just like Windows 10. You can interact with Office, you can open up a web browser, you can work on documents, get full productivity with it. This is awesome. This is the stuff that I think a lot of people are waiting for. You guys remember the Motorola Atrix? This is what the Atrix a few years back was trying to accomplish that Microsoft basically has accomplished here with Continuum, and it's going to be awesome. It's a little dock with a USB port, HDMI display port out, plugs where you just plug it into the USB Type-C and just go. I mean, that thing is amazing. I'm really excited to use that. My only disappointment is I wish this was Surface branded. I think the Lumia line is still a little bit in the mid-range to low end, which it does a good job at. Not really known for high-end phones all that well, even though they make some good ones. But this could be a predecessor to maybe that dream Surface phone that I've been planning, asking for the longest time. Maybe with a stylus to kind of challenge the Galaxy Note. We'll see. Maybe next year during MWC. Hopefully, we'll see. But that is the Lumia 950, 950 XL. The last thing I want to talk about here is the new band. So there is a new band here. It's called the Microsoft. They're just calling the Microsoft band. I don't think they call it the band 2, but basically the new band. It's basically a redesign, update. It's curved now. It fits around the wrist a little bit better. There's no sharp and rough edges with it. It's going to come with a OLED display, Gorilla Glass 3, so hopefully it doesn't get scratched up as badly as this one does. It's curved glass, so the whole thing just kind of contours around your wrist right nicely. Same sensors as there was before. Done a lot of updates to the Microsoft Health app to add some more features to that. You can do your own workouts and stuff like that. You can add your own to them, which is pretty cool. Looks like that works for the old band too. I just got the update for the app and I saw that available in there. They added one more sensor, which is, I believe, a barometer, so you can kind of do elevation if you want to test, track that as well too. It's got metal and glass design. Basically, they just kind of upgraded the design, but I'm really excited to get my hands on this one. It's going to retail for $249. That's going to be available on October 30th, and you can pre-order that now. So that is everything coming from this event. I mean, there's more stuff that I didn't even cover, like HoloLens and stuff like that, but Microsoft, I think, has finally made people excited about them again. They've been doing some good stuff for a little while, but I really think this made people very excited for Windows 10 and devices that are coming for Windows 10. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Microsoft has done a good job here? Do you think, the Surface Book's going to be successful? Would you get a Surface Book? Would you get a Surface Pro 4? One or the other?